Good morning. So now we're going to apply what we've learned about using the percent equation. So you'll recall that to change a percent, calculate a percent rather, without using a model, you're going to change the percent to a decimal, and you are going to then multiply the number. So here we go. I've got 42.99, so that's my number. I'm going to change my percent to a decimal. So remember 30%, we're changing from a percent to a decimal, so we remember D to P, and we put the 2 here. So to change from a decimal to a percent, I move 2 places to the right. To change from a percent to a decimal, I move 2 places to the left, and my decimal point rather is always there. Just think of it like as a period. So when a whole number or percent or whatever that doesn't have a decimal point, we think about the number 30, period. So there's your decimal point. So I'm going to move it 2 places to the left. So it was there, 1, 2, so it's 30 hundredths or 3 tenths. So I'm going to multiply 42.99 times 3 tenths. So when I did my multiplication, I got 12.897 or 12 and 897 thousandths. But because it's money, it has to just have 2 decimal places. So I'm going to look at my number that I have right here, and I'm going to round to the hundredths place. So this 7 is going to move the 9 up 1, which of course is then going to move the 8 up 1. So the way you're going to think about it is this number closer to 1289 or 1290? It's 1290. So 1290 is my percent off. So off means that I'm going to be subtracting. So I'm going to take 42.99 and subtract from that $12.90. So my sweater is going to cost me $30.09. Okay, let's try the next one. So on this question, it says in a survey of 400 people, 42% reported liking pizza as their favorite meal. How many people like the pizza? So we're going to change our percent to a decimal. So once again, it's 42. Move my decimal point 2 places to the left. So it's 42 hundredths. So I'm going to multiply 42 hundredths times 400. So I'm going to multiply 42 hundredths times 400. I get 1.16800. I have 2 decimal places, so I move 2 decimal places, so my answer is 168. So in the last question, I was asking you for the sale price, and it was 30% off. This is just saying how many. So my answer right here is the 168. I don't need to do anything with it. So 168 is my answer. All right, the next question is right here. And this one says the bill came to $43.76 before tax. If 6.5% tax is added to the bill, what will the final total be? So I have to change my percent to a decimal. And remember, it's D to P. All right, so I'm going to be changing my percent to a decimal. So I have 6.5. I'm going to move my decimal point 2 places to the left. So 1, 2. So I'm going to be multiplying by 65 thousandths. So I'm going to use my calculator, and I'm going to enter into my calculator $43.76 times 0.065. You always move your decimal point 2 places because a percent is a comparison to 100, which means you are either multiplying to get to it or dividing by 100 to change it to a decimal. So because it's a percent, it's always going to be moving either 2 to the right or 2 to the left, depending on what operation you're using. All right, so let's do our math. So I did my multiplication, and I got 2.84444. Remembering that it's a comparison to 100, I'm going to be going here for money because I need that. And I look at the 4 will not change my value. So my tax is going to be $2.84. And remember, when you have dinner, you add the tax to the bill. So I'm going to take the $43.76, which was the price of my meal, add the tax. And when I do that, I get that I'm going to be paying $46.60 for my meal. All right, so what I need for you to do now is to pause the video, work through the next ones, and then turn the video back on, and I'll explain them to you. The way this is going to go is I'll have the answer, and then I will have the work below it. So look, if you didn't get the answer, you can go through with me. If you did, then you can just advance to the next one. Thanks. Bye. So the answer for number 4 is 1,354.05 because I had to multiply $1,275 times 0.062 because as a decimal, I needed to move my decimal point 2 places to the left. So it was 6.2. So it's 0.062. And when I do that times 1275, I get 79.05. And then interest, we add that on. So I added it and I got 1354.05. Okay, here are the next answers. So the answer for number 5 is 91. Number 6 is 1258. Number 7 is 480. And number 8 is 2565. All right, so here's the explanation for those. On question 5, I need to multiply 130 times 0.3 or 3/10 because 30% is 3/10 as a decimal. When I multiplied that, I got 39. And because it has fewer calories, I took that 39 and I subtracted it from the 130. And so in a diet serving of cranberry juice, there are 91 grams of sugar. All right, question number 6. I got that answer by taking the 1176 and multiplying that by 7/100 because I had that 7 and I moved my decimal point 2 places to the left, so I multiplied it by that. Once I got that, I got 82.32, which I rounded to pennies. So I'm going to look at my first places and look here and see what's going to happen. It stayed as 82 cents. So I took the 82 cents and because it's tax, you add it on. I added that on to the 1176 and I got 1258. 4, question number 7. Glenn makes a 4% commission on his sales. If he makes a sale of $12,000, how much commission does he make? So people who make commission are people who sell things like real estate agents or car dealers or that sort of thing. And a commission is just money that you make that's part of the sale. Because if you think about it, if the guy sold $12,000 worth of stuff for his company, let's say he sold a $12,000 car, he's not going to be making the $12,000 plus the 4% like you would if you were doing like tax or doing like a markup. He's just making the 4%. And so the 4%, I got that, the 480, I got that by multiplying 12,000 by 0.04 and I got 480. So if he sells the $12,000 car, out of that $12,000 that the dealership would charge, he is going to make $480 and the dealership will get the rest. So if you are a commissioned salesperson, you just make the commission, which is just a portion of how much something costs, and it's just a percent. You just multiply. And then the last question was that a retail was marking up the clothing. That means they bought it for one price, and when they sell it, they're going to add some percent to it so that they can make a profit or more money than what they bought it for. And so I'm going to take that 35%, change it to a decimal, 0.35, multiply it by the $19 pair of jeans that the retailer paid for them. That gives me $6.65. So when they go to sell them to you, they'll take $19 that they paid for them plus the $6.65 that they want to make as a profit, and then add those together and they get $25.65. So you're going to watch the next video and it's whiteboard practice.